Voice means there is a first person inside you, second person, third person. For example, I'm first person right now. I can use my voice, but I can change my narration. So I can speak from the third person point of view as well. Different ways that determine your voice. Okay, for example, if we don't know what is voice, there are different things you can understand. You can imagine and understand what is voice. For example, if you're speaking slowly, if you're speaking carefully, you can judge why a person is doing this thing. For example, if there is a secret or something, you right now I'm speaking slowly and carefully, I'm making you understand. As somebody said, when you are making things understood by others, so you're speaking slowly. So voice speak with excitement, speed. So there are times that you want to speak with excitement, but if there is something a lot, if you're carrying some luggage behind, then definitely there is no excitement. Text have their own voices. If suppose we are not having the verbal text, and remember this thing, then when we use text can be verbal, text can be written as well, because we understand, our understanding is text is only written. But now you should have some vast, have some broad, you should broaden your perspective now. The text can be verbal too. Right now, whatever I'm speaking, that was a text, right? From my mouth, something coming out, that was a text, a kind of verbal text. Now we're discussing written text. Written texts have their own voices. For example, we cannot see the person right now. If you see me, look at my tone, look at my expressions. Many things will help you understand my voice and my viewpoint. But texts do not have these things. Text not having gestures. So what do you do here there? So they have their own voices, means they have, the writer is there. Writers definitely write the text. But writer can disguise himself. I will wear the costumes of a narrator and I put all the blame on the narrator. Then you will be cursing the narrator. If I'm telling you some harsh realities, then you will be cursing the narrator, not the writer. And if I get hold of a character, if I make characters in my story or in my writing, it means all the blame to the character. For example, you watch movies, you watch dramas. So you are not seeing the real person there. You see the character and you just like that character or dislike that character. You put all the blame on the character, never the writer, because writer gave these lines to the character. So the who is blamed there, character is blamed for this purpose. Or the narrator who is narrating the story, who is narrating some text. It's a diary entry. It's either a diary or a journal entry. Okay, diary entry means that you're writing on daily basis, whatever is coming up to your mind. So this will help you a lot. For example, understanding the structure, this diary entry, this text type will help you a lot to understand. So when this is a diary entry, he's writing the date and the year, and then he's talking about what is happening right now. So blizzard, bad as ever, right? It means they were in the storm, in the snowstorm. And Wilson, now he's putting the dashes. Why? He's not organized right now. His thoughts are not organized right now. He's thinking about the Wilson and Bowers now, means talking about some people who were with him. Unable to start, then dash, means he's thinking. Tomorrow, again to dash tomorrow. It means there is a lot of breaks there. Means he is not organized while saying the things. He's just some things coming to his mind and then he's writing them down. Whatever is coming up. So he's not organized in his expressions. Tomorrow, last chance, tomorrow, it can be interpreted as that the last chance means something they have been trying so hard, but it is not achievable. So might be possible this tomorrow shows his helplessness. It shows that no hope there, hopelessness. So no fuel, when you say no fuel, it means there is nothing good in this. Everything means the weather is against them now. No fuel, only even the equipments which they have, they were against. No fuel, only 1 or 2 of food left. So helplessness. Again dash, must be near the end, or might it be finishing? First he claims something and then he's saying it might finish by tomorrow. Have decided it shall be, have decided means it is not a complete sentence even. So when you are writing diary, you're not composed. Sometimes you write, you cry. Sometimes you break, you write, you laugh. So you're not organized in your diary writing. So remember this text type. What kind of text type is this? If in your exams, in the writing paper, they ask you to write the text type, they ask you to transform a text into the right diary entry. Remember how to write a diary entry. This is the diary. This is the way you write. Your thoughts are never organized. Have decided it shall be natural. Again, dash, we shall march for the depot, with or without our effects. Our effects means they might be no more and die in our tracks. Means while going from this area to that area, they might die. So again, dots, it is called ellipses. This is called ellipses, right? So the thing is why used, and there is more to come. Definitely, it is continuing. Then he wrote diary of 24th March, 26th March, whatever, right? This is your diary entry. And bookshops on the Charing Cross Road stay open until 6. Until 6. Okay. He has somewhere. Means he is again, he is finishing some sentence and starting with the same sentence. It has nothing to do with the timing. Only the thing is that he is until 6 or until or before 6 is all alone. He's somewhere to go, just pretending. After that, he will be adrift amid the Saturday night fun seekers. Yes, adrift. What do you mean adrift? Adrift means you're sailing alone, okay? You're sailing in a shore, in an ocean. Why adrift word is here? For a while, he can follow the flow. Right now, what is the flow? Pretending he too is seeking fun, but he's not. Pretending he has somewhere to go, someone to meet, but in the end, he will have to give up, catch the train back, and boring routine of his room. Means loneliness of his room. He has to come back to this. So when a person is living for long as a lonely person, it means he doesn't care much about the fun outside, right? Africa's most beautiful and diverse oil field. And then question mark means, isn't it? They're asking, okay. First, they are claiming something and then they are putting question mark at the end. It means they themselves are not sure about it and they are asking the audience, the reader. Okay, it is, we is first person, but why do we have both? Article, it can be an article because there is a heading and heading is in the articles. And when you have the question, rhetorical question in the article, you can make these things. You can have these things. So somebody is writing an article for the Worldwide Fund, and it is about, and it is for the Nature's website. It means when you are saying something, article means you are connecting your readers. So when we say your support really matters, yeah, keep oil exploration out of Africa, they're suggesting something. So when we say your support, so okay, what do we do by writing second person? You matters, gauging and letting them feel that you're important. You're as important as I am. If writer is changing himself into a narrator, how many different narrators are in a story or in narration? Types of narrator, it is determined by the voice as well. And what is voice? The same thing, first person, second person, third person voice, right? So it shows what kind of narrator is there. So there are 4 types. A unreliable person, it means we can't trust that person more. So in narration, if somebody is misleading us, if the narrator doesn't know much, it means he's unreliable. One time he says something and the other moment he's saying something else. So this means unreliable. Fallible means unreliable. Okay. He does not give you more explanation, more description. He's limited in his narration. And unusual means, usual means the normal way. Unusual means abnormal way. So he's telling you he's telling you something unusual way. Okay. Omniscient. What do you mean by omni? I give you, omni means all. Omni means all. What do you understand now? Some narrator that knows everything, Mr. Know-it-all. We can say narrator who is knowing everything, Mr. Know-it-all. Okay. Now, let me take you to the next slide. Yes, these are the explanations now. Omniscient narrator means omniscient narrator knows everything. Means he's telling you about every character in the story. He knows what they are doing, where they are doing, and about a story, what characters are thinking. Even he knows what they are thinking at the moment. Means such a descriptive thing that every information is taken from the narrator, from this omniscient narrator. What has happened before and what will happen next. He's trying to be a mini god there, because we know that omniscient means Allah knows everything. Okay, but that narrator becomes a mini god there in that story, that he knows everything what's going on. Okay, limited narrator. A narrator who is confined, who is limited to what is experienced, thought, felt by a single character, means he is talking about one character at a time. He's not knowing much, or at most a limited number of characters. Means he knows only one character, he's talking about one character at a time, or a few characters, that's it. They do not seem to be sure of what every character is feeling. They are not going into the brain of these characters. They know nothing. So limited. If you are not having much information about the characters, it means a limited narrator is writing it down. Okay, then when you read a story now, so try to analyze that story, that what kind of narrator behind it. Third one is that is unreliable narrator. Typical scenario is in the case of an unreliable narrator, sometimes called a fallible narrator. The reader has a reason not to trust what the narrator is saying. For example, one character, he's saying this character would be saved, and the next moment that character is drowned. You can't trust his saying what is he saying in the beginning. So he's like that. Last one is unusual. Unusual means any animal, dead person, robot, baby is narrating the story. This is unusual way. This is abnormal way. We know robots cannot, means narrating a story. We know baby cannot. A baby who is little, who cannot even speak. And animal, we know animals cannot talk. So if such narration is going on, it means unusual narrator is handling this narration.